in the 20s, 30s, 40s and 50s, the Le Mans 24-hour pretty much gave birth to the GT car concept. Crazy dudes with names like Wolf Bonato drove from London to Le Mans, raced for 24 hours and then drove home, assuming their car didn't break. It was a different world, but it captured the imagination. So much so that today, people are prepared to pay £6 million plus taxes for a car like this. This is the DB4 GT Zagato. It's a thing of absolute beauty.
£6 million is about $7.5 million. And whilst you do get a new DBS GT Zagato thrown in for free, really it's all about this amazing reborn original. Not only does it look as good as any car ever has, it transports us back to the glory days not just of Aston, but the likes of Ferrari, Maserati, Bugatti and Bentley too. An era of heroes and tales of triumph and tragedy played out in cars that could literally do it all. They call endurance racing GT racing even today, but for us the term GT will always mean a big, powerful car that can stride across great distances and then go like hell round a track.
Anyway, it is Le Mans week and we want to discover what is the greatest GT car you can buy today. So what better way than take a long European road trip in a DBS Superleggera and a Bentley Continental GT.
We've planned quite the journey. It starts here at Aston Martin Works in Newport Pagnell, England, the very place where all the old Astons you know and love were hand-built for the better part of a century. From there, we'll channel our way to France and then point our mighty twosome east towards Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, then onto the glorious German Autobahn, and eventually down to Le Mans to watch the very last hour of the 24-hour race. A race that Bentley won in 1924, the back-to-back-to-back-to-back, that's four backs from 1927 to 1930, and finally again in 2003. Aston Martin has won Le Mans too, just once in 1959 in the legendary DBR1, driven by Roy Salvadori and some Texas chicken farmer named Carroll Shelby. But that was then. Today, we have the Aston Martin DBS Superleggera that comes packing a twin-turbo 5.2-liter V12 Good for 715 horsepower and 664 pound-feet of torque. The Bentley Continental GT is down on power. Its 6-liter twin-turbo W12 produces a positively feeble, by comparison, 626 horsepower, although the same amount of torque, 664 pound-feet. The Conti counters its power deficit with all-wheel drive, an 8-speed dual-clutch gearbox, and a clever 48-volt anti-roll system that makes it feel a lot less than 5,019 pounds. Yep, our shiny silver sled weighs 5,019 pounds.
So its first stop, Spa-Francorchamps. The old Spa was utterly fearsome and 8.7 miles long, almost identical to Le Mans in fact. These days it's just 4.3 miles, but it is still utterly fabulous, and you can still follow in the wheel tracks of the old heroes because Spa, just like Le Mans, was a road course. F1 cars howled through here at over 190 miles an hour, and in a sports car race in '73, German driver Hans Stuck told his co-driver Jochen Mass as they swapped to watch out for body parts at Mazda. Mass duly kept an eye out for bits of car littering the track, but in fact Stuck had meant body parts from an unfortunate marshal. Anyway, I'm feeling hungry.
So we're going to Spa. We've got a couple of hours, but we want to keep this Le Mans thing going. So Le Mans these days is all about traffic management, which sounds really boring, but it just means overtaking stuff. So why don't we do a thing where we forget about lap times, it's a public day anyway.
Yeah.
So maybe we do like 5 warm-up laps, get used to the track, and then we have 1 lap where you just have to overtake as many cars as possible. 10 points per car you overtake, 10 points detracted for every car that overtakes you.
Oh, okay, so if you get overtaken, that's bad.
Yeah, so that would be pretty cool actually. What car do you want?
Just because I don't know Spa that well, and the kind of all-wheel drive 5,000 poundness of the Bentley gives me a little bit more confidence. I think I'm going to take the Bentley.
Okay, if it stays dry.
Yeah.
I've got a chance, but maybe not if it rains.
Annoyingly, Jethro has raced at Spa, of course, so I'm at a disadvantage, of course, which is why I'm taking the Bentley. It's just so easy to drive fast, and that massive grille should park traffic pretty quick too. We're at an RSR Spa track event with Porsches, Lotuses, and various European hot hatches zipping around. This big whale, it ain't phased one bit.